Okay. So we were about to start types of functional roles, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So in Fusion applications, the RBAC implementation is based on 4 roles, which are the abstract role, job role, duty role, and data roles that work together to control access to functions and data. Now let's find out the meaning of each roles. Okay. So let's here. Now I can see here. Now what is an abstract role? Abstract is something which is not specific to a particular job. Okay, it's very abstract.
Okay.
You understand the meaning of the word abstract, right? Yeah. So this role categorizes the roles for reference implementation. It inherits duty role but does not contain security policies. For example, an employee is just an abstract role, or a manager. Okay, he will not be having a lot of responsibilities or say a lot of data access authorization to him. Okay, then comes the job role. Now this role defines a specific job an employee is responsible for.
Okay.
An employee may have many job roles. It may require the data role to control the actions of the respective objects. Objects meaning the data access that an
Okay.
employee has. Now here, for example, you can have an accounts receivables specialist. You can take a person who is an accounts receivable specialist. He has a job role as an
Okay.
accounts receivable specialist. So he has access to his only to the accounts receivables.
Yeah.
Now moving on to the data role. Now this role defines access to the data within a specific duty. Now who can do
Okay.
what on which set of data is the question here. The possible actions are read only, update, delete, and manage. That's all. Okay, you can
Okay.
maximum is delete, you can maximum is update, you can or you can just manage. Okay, that is the role or authority given to a data role person.
Okay.
Then
Okay.
comes the duty role. Now here, this role defines a set of tasks. It is the most granular form of role. Granular meaning, you know how sugars are granular form, right? It's very grainy. Like, do you understand the word
Yeah.
granular? Dora, you understand the word granular, right?
It's like
No,
mild.
yeah, like sugar. You know, you use sugar in your
Okay.
coffee,
Yeah.
right? So it's a grainy thing.
Okay.
Okay, that is a very that's a
Okay.
generic term of meaning of the word granular. But now
Okay.
in business terms, what does granular mean? It means the level
Okay.
of detail. Okay, the level of detail considered in a model or a decision making process, like the vice
Okay.
president of a company. Okay, he has a lot
Okay.
of
Okay.
responsibilities and a lot of authority, and a very important role to that he plays in a company. Okay, okay,
Okay.
that is what granularity means. Okay, the greater the
Okay. Okay.
granularity, the deeper the level of detail. Okay, like a vice
Okay.
president or a MD or a chairman of a company. All right, so
Okay.
that is what is a duty role. Now
Okay.
the job role and the abstract roles, inherent duty roles. Okay, now you anyways you create a job and the abstract, then you come duty role is the highest of all. Okay,
Okay.
so the data security policies are specified to duty roles to control actions on all respective objects, meaning the access. Okay, the user, what the
Okay.
access that he has, we refer to those user access and everything as objects here. Okay, so now only duty roles holds explicit entitlement to the data. As I mentioned, the VP,
Okay.
only the VP, the chairman, especially everybody in the top level management, for example, only they hold explicit entitlement to the data, right?
Okay.
Now,
Okay. Alright.
these entitlement control the privileges such as in a user interface that can see specific
Okay.
screens, buttons, data columns, and other artifacts. Now, you are from a accounts receivable background, right? See,
Accounts payable.
accounts payable. Okay, fine. Okay, in a very lower level, say the entry level, what does an employee does? He's been just given a a sheet, these invoices and everything. He'll just enter it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, he just does the
Yeah.
data entry job. Okay,
No.
but here the duty, he cannot do or make any changes. He cannot change the date, or he cannot change the amount, and he can't decide whether, you know, we are going to give the customer a credit or not. That is not under
Okay.
his jurisdiction. Okay, it's
Okay.
only the duty role, like the top level management, for example. Only the VP can decide, okay, whether we're going to
Okay.
let go the, you know, the to this month's payment, because he's been a very good customer to us, he's a good client of ours. It's okay, fine, we'll just waive off, you know, that particular
Okay.
payment for him. So that is what is duty role, and the explicit entitlement to the data role means. Right,
Okay.
you got a fair
Mm.
idea about how, what it means, right? So no
Yes,
doubts.
ma'am.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. So now let me give an example here. Okay, in this example, you can see the user Bob Price here, right? He's sitting here on
Yeah.
top. Okay. Now this guy, this person has two roles, which are the
Okay.
HR. Wait, let me just take the cursor here. The HR specialist, Vision Corporation. See, now you see Vision Corporation here. Everywhere,
Yeah.
once you start with the Fusion applications, Oracle Fusion applications, you'll be seeing a lot of, as I mentioned, right? It's a fictitious company. Okay.
Okay.
So he has two roles, which is the HR specialist, Vision Corporation, and the abstract role. So you see here the data role and the abstract role.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So as a result, his profile looks like as an HR specialist, Vision Corporation, Bob Price inherits the job role of a human resource specialist. Now the role
Okay.
inherits the aggregate privileges. Okay, now what do you mean by
Okay.
aggregate privileges? Aggregate privileges meaning combining the functional privilege of an individual task. That means he's been given those privileges and the data access, basically the data access privilege, and a lot more responsibility as an HR specialist. Okay, and the duty roles
Okay.
provide access to the tasks and functions that a human resource specialist performs. So this is a bigger role. This is a
Okay.
bigger role. Right.
Okay.
Now, the security
Yeah.
profile assigned to the data role provides the data access for the role. Right. Because this is a
Okay.
bigger role, this is an
Okay.
abstract role as an employee. Okay. So as an
Okay.
employee, he can view only his own record. But at the same time,
Yeah.
he's been given a data role as an HR specialist. You know, he has access to all the HR data.
Yes. Yeah.
Got it. The
Yes,
VP is
ma'am.
also
Yeah, I
an
got it.
employee of the company, but at the same time, he's a VP of the company also, as the example that I gave you in the previous slide. Right? You got the point, right? You're not confused here, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So as an employee, Bob inherits the aggregate privileges and duty roles that provide access to all tasks and functions unrelated to a specific job that every employee performs. Now, the security profile assigned to the abstract role provides the data access only for the role. See, if he would have been
Okay.
only an employee, he would access only his profile record. That's all. No, nothing more than
Okay.
that. Like only he can view his pay slip, or you know, whatever gallery or whatever information related only to this particular role he can access. But here he
Okay.
has an access for the whole thing because he's been assigned the data role of an HR specialist for the Vision Corporation. All right.
Okay.
So you're clear till here. So let's move ahead. Okay. Now, what is Oracle Identity Management? Now, the whole process till now, you know, from the second slide onwards, whatever you have seen, or everything happens under the Oracle Identity Management architecture. Okay.
Okay.
This is basically a software. All right. Now, it's basically a software and a tool. Now, Oracle Identity Management enables organizations to effectively manage the end-to-end life cycle. This is an end-to-end. Okay. This is basically a vicious
Okay.
circle. Everything is correlated and interconnected and interlinked. Okay.
Okay.
So this IDM enables organizations to effectively manage the end-to-end life cycle of a user identities across all enterprise resources, both within and beyond the firewall and into the cloud.
Okay.
You're aware of the term firewall, right? What it means?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay, fine. Okay. Then the Oracle Identity Management Platform delivers scalable solutions for identity governance. Now, what do you mean by scalable solutions here? See, scalability is an aspect, or rather a function.
Measurable?
Yeah, measurable, correct. It is basically a functional quality or a system or a software solution, a system that can accommodate expansion without hampering the existing flow. Scalable, you're going as per the generic word, but here in fusion applications, what does it mean? I'll explain it to you. I'll first tell the definition of it. See, scalability here is an aspect, or rather a functional quality of a system or a software or a
Okay.
solution. This system
Okay.
can accommodate expansion without hampering the existing flow and ensure an increase in the output or efficiency of the process. So without affecting any other flow, it ensures a good efficiency. Basically, it accommodates expansion. Or suppose if you want to use increase the number of implementation users, or you want to increase a certain aspect of a software or something. So this all
Okay.
this is without hampering the flow, without hampering the existing flow. You can, it can accommodate more options. So that is what a scalable solution means.
Okay. Okay.
Like for identity, scalable solutions for identity governance or access management and directory services. Like suppose now you being an accounts payable employee, now you've been promoted, so you need to be given more access to more options or more services
Yeah. Yeah.
for a job role. That is what it means basically. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Then Oracle IDM is a member of the Oracle Fusion middleware family of products, okay, which brings greater agility, meaning greater speed to whatever you process, and better decision making and reduced cost risk to diverse IT environment today. Okay, so you got a fair amount idea of what IDM means, right? Oracle Identity
Yes. Yes.
Management.
Yes.
Okay, so do you want to add anything here?
No, ma'am. You can continue.
Okay, fine. Okay, moving on to the next slide. We have data import using ADFDI spreadsheets. Okay, so this is the second topic of the financial concepts. Now, what is ADF? Sorry?
Okay.
You asked
Okay.
me?
Hello.
Okay, fine. Okay, now here, what do you mean by ADFDI? ADFDI stands for Application Development Framework Desktop Integrator. Okay, so in Oracle Fusion General Ledger, for example, we load data to perform variance reporting. You know what variance reporting is, right? Like suppose you've planned, you made a budget, of investing, and whatever, like after the year, for a fiscal year. So once you complete your financial year, you do a variance reporting as to whether we have, gone as per our budget, or we have, gone beyond or below. So this is what variance reporting means. So this is an example of budget preparation using ADFDI spreadsheets. Now, if we use a third party budgeting system, or if we don't use a budgeting system, there are three ways to load budgets in the balance cube in the general ledger. Now, if you would have gone through my yesterday's recorded video, you can understand what a cube means. Okay, this was basically about, the yesterday's class was basically about the S cube database.
S cube. Okay.
So you only if you go through that, you'll understand what a balance cube is here. But anyways, I'll try to explain you here. See, a balance cube stores financial balances. Okay, the cube you can see over here, it stores all the financial balances in a multi-dimensional database for interactive reporting and analysis. Basically, everything is stored in a tabular form. Okay, so when you click on the dashboards, I told Fusion applications, everything is in pictorial form and graphs and all that. So it basically gives you a very multi-dimensional report. Okay, so now this balances in a balance cube. The balance cube stores financial balances in a multi-dimensional database for interactive reporting and analysis. Now, a ledger has chart of accounts, calendar, currency, and accounting method. Now, when the accounting configuration process is submitted for a primary or secondary ledgers, that uses a new unique code combination of chart of accounts, and calendar. A balance cube is created. So for every chart of accounts and everything, a new code is created, so that everything is stored in this balance cube. So you'll get more clarity after you see that yesterday's video, Durai. Okay.
Okay.
You
Okay.
just go through that and try to relate it with it. If you get confused or you have doubts, you get back to me in the next class. I'll clarify it. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So
Sure.
basically, this was the balance cube. This is where all the data and information is stored and presented in a multi-dimensional reporting. Okay, so that is what the basic of that cube means. Now, what does a budgeting system see? If we use a third-party budgeting system, or if we don't use a budgeting system, there are 3 ways to load budgets into the balance cube in the GL. Okay, so now
Okay.
importing budget data from, there are 3 ways which I mentioned. One is flat file, one is the spreadsheet, and one is the smart view way of presenting it. Okay, so let me explain the first one, which is the flat file. Okay, see here, you can see here, right, the ADFI spreadsheet, comma separated flat file, and smart view spreadsheets. So here you enter, basically what you do in budgeting is, there are 2 common types of flat files. Okay, one is CSV form and one is a delimited files. Are you aware of what it means?
Okay.
Are you aware? No, I'll explain it to you if
No,
you're not
no.
aware of it. Okay,
Okay.
fine. Okay, see, a CSV file meaning comma separated values. See, now you have to, everything is loaded on the Excel sheet. Okay, that is then converted into a CSV form. Okay, now what is CSV form? A CSV form meaning a comma separated values. Now this flat files has CSV, 2 types of files, which is called a CSV and a delimited file. Delimiter meaning again a character, like suppose, see, okay, let me give you an example. I have a sheet over here. See here. See, this is an example of a CSV. So now you have loaded information on Excel. Like, see here, email is there. Under the email section, you have typed example1@domain.com. Then you have the name, last name, the company, and everything. Now, how is this CSV file, created? Through this information. This is how it is created. CSV meaning comma separated values. See, email, comma first name, comma last name, comma company, and so on and so forth. Okay, so here, so all this data will be loaded to your ADFDI spreadsheets. Okay. Then I mentioned the second type of flat file, which is the delimited files. Delimited meaning delimiter. Now this is called as a delimiter. Okay, the delimiter can also be a comma. Okay, but this is comma specified separated value, which is very, only a comma separated value, wherein the delimiter meaning, the delimiter can be a pipe. This is called as a pipe. The vertical line that you see is over here is called a pipe. It can be a dot, it can be a comma, or a semicolon, anything. Okay, so that depends on the company, how, however they would have, installed it, whichever way they want to, that's at their discretion. Okay, so now we export the budget from your budgeting application to a CSV file. So how does the budgeting happens in GL is that you export the budget data from your budgeting application to a CSV file. Then a sample Excel template is provided in the OER. Now what is OER? Oracle Enterprise Repository. Repository meaning it is a storage place. So there is a sample Excel template which is already provided in the repository, which is called as the OER. Now you use this template to prepare and generate flat files in a CSV format. Okay, so this will be converted in a CSV format there. After this, you use the Oracle Application Development Framework Desktop Integrator Correction Worksheets, meaning ADFDI correction worksheets. Okay, once you export it to the ADFDI software, there in the worksheets it does all the corrections. Whatever errors are there, it validates, it deletes extra rows with errors and resubmits as a corrected presentation. Okay, that is what the ADFDI does. Okay. This was using the flat files. Now we come back to the ADFDI using spreadsheet. Okay, this is the second method. Now you can access in the spreadsheet, importing budget data from a spreadsheet. Here you can access the budget load spreadsheet from general accounting dashboard. All right. Now
Okay.
here you enter, load and correct budget data in an ADFDI spreadsheet tool. Again, the same thing. All right. Use this tool to prepare and load budget data for multiple ledgers. Here you are using, separate files. Right. Every time you're like sending, it's basically a slow process. Every time you're sending one file, that gets converted and get corrected in the ADFDI format, then again it is sent back to you. Whereas in a spreadsheet, it directly from the dashboard you can send it. You can enter, load and correct budget data in an ADFDI spreadsheet tool itself. Okay, so these are basically the options. This was the flat files was the first option. The second option was the spreadsheet. Then when you use a spreadsheet tool, it prepares and loads budget data for multiple ledgers and periods with a common chart of accounts instance. Okay, when you're using a dashboard, you're using the instance. You remember the word dashboard, which is there in the Fusion instance. So this is a direct form of doing it. Okay, so the list of values and the web picker help you pick valid values. This simplified data entry reduces errors and alerts you to errors as you enter the data in the spreadsheet. Okay, error correction is done on the same spreadsheet. It doesn't, separately wherein you, export it and then you put it in the CSV format the way you do it in the flat file. The first kind of type of data importing, in that it goes in a very slow way. You use a CSV format, whereas in spreadsheet everything is done directly from your dashboard. Okay, the system takes care of it. You can prepare and load multiple ledgers and periods over here. Okay, and more or less the smart view is also the same thing, wherein you enter and load data in a smart view spreadsheet. Then you use a tool to enter data for an account across multiple periods on a single row. Okay, so this is what as of for today's class. All right, tomorrow we'll go into detail for the remaining portions of the financial concepts. So do you like to add anything over here, sir?
Yeah, Durai. Durai.
Yes, sir.
இப்போ மேடம் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணாங்க, புரிஞ்சது இல்லையா உங்களுக்கு? கிளாரிட்டி கிடைக்குது இல்லையா? இப்போ சொன்னாங்க இல்லையா ஸ்ப்ரெட்ஷீட் அப்லோட் பண்ற டேட்டா அப்லோடிங் ஃப்ரம் ஸ்ப்ரெட்ஷீட், அந்த ஏடிஎஃப்ஐ ஸ்ப்ரெட்ஷீட்ல இருந்து லோட் பண்ணும்போது ஏன் டேட்டா அப்லோட் பண்ணும்போது சொன்னாங்க இல்லையா ஸ்லோ ஆகுதுன்னு? ஏன் ஸ்லோ ஆகுதுன்னா அது வேலிடேட் பண்ணுது. ஏன்னா அதோட கனெக்டிவிட்டி, ஆரக்கிளோட கனெக்டிவிட்டி பண்ணுது. ஸோ அது ஒவ்வொரு ஃபீல்டையும் செக் பண்ணுது. ஸோ ஆரக்கிள கனெக்டிவிட்டி பண்றதுனால அது ஸ்லோ ஆகுது. ஸ்லோ ஆகி அதுக்கப்புறம் அப்லோட் ஆகுது. ஓகே, அதனால இப்போ டைரக்டா நீங்க எக்ஸல்ல இருந்து அப்லோட் பண்ணும்போது நீங்க இங்கேயே வேலிடேட் பண்ணிடுறீங்க. ஓகே, டிஃபரன்ஸ் பாருங்க. நீங்க என்ன பண்றீங்க? see what you are doing is you are keeping a data in Excel and you are according to the template given by the Oracle, you are putting the data in that. What Oracle does, ADFD does, what it does, it will validate. It will validate the data, then it will get uploaded. If the data is something error or something, it will not upload you. Okay, error message இருக்கு. அதனால அந்த வேலிடேட் பண்ணும்போது டைம் இஸ் கெட்டிங் டேக்கன், டைம் எடுக்குது. புரியுதுங்களா? அதே நீங்க ஆஃப்லைன்ல பண்றீங்கன்னா, ஆஃப்லைன்ல பண்ணும்போது நீங்க என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க? வேலிடேட் பண்ணிடுவீங்க, கரெக்டா டேட்டா வச்சிடுவீங்க. அதுதான் அப்போ என்ன ஆகுது? ஸ்பீட் ஆகும். அதுதான் வேற எல்லாம். அப்புறம் இதுல பாருங்க மேம்,
I'll show this.
இது பாருங்க, CSV ன்னு சொல்றாங்க இல்லையா, கமா செப்பரேட்டட் ஃபைல். ஹலோ துரை, கமா செப்பரேட்டட். அது ஒண்ணுமே இல்ல, பாருங்க, காலம் கெட்டிங் செப்பரேட்டட். ஹலோ, காலம் கெட்டிங் செப்பரேட்டட் பாருங்க. ஈச் காலம் நம்ம எக்ஸல்ல வச்சிருக்கோம் இல்லையா, நார்மல் எக்ஸல் ஒர்க் புக்ல. அப்போ CSV கன்வெர்ட் பண்ணும்போது என்ன ஆகுது? அந்த காலம் இஸ் கெட்டிங் கன்வெர்டட் பை காமா. அதே மாதிரி delimited
Okay.
file பாருங்க. It is getting in by pipe. Pipe
Okay.
symbol இருக்கு இல்லையா, அதை வச்சு differentiate, அவ்வளவுதான், வேற எதுவும் இல்ல. ஓகேவா? So
Okay.
CSV
Okay.
ஃபைல நம்ம அப்லோட் பண்றோம். ஓகே, it is
Okay.
getting validated. Okay,
Okay.
அப்புறம் then one more thing, ma'am, just
Yeah, yeah.
previous slide.
Yeah,
Previous
yes, sir.
slide.
Yes, sir.
No, not another.
This one?
Before that. Before. No, this another. Previous.
Yeah, one. Yeah.
No, another slide.
It's all about functional. This one, no? Duty role.
No, next.
This one.
This. Ma'am சொன்னாங்களே, ma'am is using the word inherit. Inheritனா என்ன தெரியுமா? Do you know inherit? What is meant by inherit? கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கீங்களா? inheritன்ற வேர்டு கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கீங்களா? inheritனா சப்போஸ் இப்போ நீங்க இருக்கீங்க, இப்போ உங்க அப்பா ஒரு வீடு வச்சிருக்கிறாரு, அது நீங்க உங்களுக்கு வருதுன்னா அது உங்ககிட்ட இருந்து, அதாவது உங்க அப்பா கிட்ட இருந்து வந்தது, அல்லது உங்க தாத்தா கிட்ட இருந்து வருதுன்னா இட் இஸ் இன்ஹெரிட்டட். புரியுதா? இப்போ உங்களுக்கு ஒரு வீடு இதுனா நீங்க ஓனா வாங்கினதுன்னா ஐ ஹவ் பாட் திஸ் ஹவுஸ். இதே உங்க தாத்தா அல்லது உங்க அப்பா கிட்டன்னா இட் இஸ் இன்ஹெரிட்டட் ஃப்ரம் மை ஃபாதர் அல்லது கிராண்ட் ஃபாதர். அதாவது தொன்று தொட்டு அந்த மூதாட்டி சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா, அந்த
for example, to receive a quality characteristic from parents or family.
That is inherit. Correct. புரியுதா? அந்த வேர்ட் புரியுதா உங்களுக்கு? Okay. Okay. So அதுல சொல்லிருக்காங்க பாருங்க.
Dore, if you're not able to understand certain terminology, do let me know. I'll explain it to you at that particular time, because when you're explaining some concept, if you don't understand any word, ask me. I'll explain it to you.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Don't
hesitate.
You have understood. See, that is why, Durai, whenever you come across this kind of words, you have to ask. Okay. See, ma'am is using one word, means you have to ask it. See, what is the meaning?
I already know inherit, ma'am.
Okay.
No. When I ask, you are not able to reply. No, that's why I given a clarity. If you have replied, I would not have given a clarity. Okay.
Okay.
And any doubt, Durai, please ask in the next class also. Okay. No issue.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.